Welcome back, friends. As you might already know, I often create Java J2E interview related videos and also discuss the Leetcode problem solutions. So, if you are a Java J2E developer and are interested in giving interviews, then this channel you might be want to subscribe, because it has a lot of good Java J2E interview related material. So today the topic of discussion is Java collections interview questions. So these are some questions that I might like I already have in my past interviews saw, or these are the common questions I compiled to help you out. So let's just go one by one over these questions. Uh, so these are most of the questions are very common and mostly like in telephonic interviews, you will often like see these questions, So the first question is difference between hash set and hash map. So as you might know, the hash map is a key value pairs, right? So whenever we want to store key value pairs in Java, then we use hash map. And hash set is a implementation of a set interface. So set means we want to store the unique object. So whenever we have a need to store unique objects, then we will use a hash set. So that is the difference between hash set and hash map. The next question we have is a difference between hash map and tree map. So both are implementation of map interface. The difference between hash map and tree map is in the tree map the keys are already like always sorted. So the keys are sorted. So you can see that let's say we have in the tree map, if the key is an integer object, let's say like a employee id or something, right, then you will see that the tree map will be sorted by employee id like 1 2 3 4. So in the hash map the order is not there, it's just like a key value pair, but in tree map the tree map is always sorted by the key. So that is the difference. uh, then the next question is how hash set is implemented in Java. So if you look at the source code of Java, then you will know that the hash set is it's implemented by using hash map. So they will every object that we put in set, it is put as the key in the hash map, and they will just put a dummy object present as the value for the key. So that's how the hash set is implemented in Java. So this one, if you are a mid-level or senior level Java developer, these questions come sometimes. So which this is also another very common question that Java developer must know. Which two methods should be implemented for the key class of hash map and why? So the two methods that the key class of the hash map must implement is equals and hash code. So these are from the object class of Java. So to compare two objects, the class, we must override the equals method, right? Where we define how the we define the equality of the objects. So we use different fields of the beans, and we define the equals method. So that is one of the method, and other is the hash code. The hash code is required because the hash code gives us the which bucket the entry will go in the hash map, right? Because it has to decide which bucket the entry should go into the hash map. So that's why these two methods are mandatory to implement. So the key must implement these two methods. uh, so the next question is, what is the difference between hash map and hash table? This is another very common question. So hash map is not synchronized and hash table is a synchronized. So this is a most important thing. Also hash map, it can contain null key and multiple null values. We know that. But hash table cannot contain any null key or null value. So this is one difference. So since hash map is not synchronized, it is automatically, it's not thread safe to use. So it's not thread safe to use hash map into multi-threaded environment. Hash table is thread safe, so multiple thread can safely access hash tables. So that is the difference. Then the another question is, what is the advantage of generics in collections, right? So previous to Java 5 there were no generics, but generics was introduced in Java 5. So because of generics we can create a collection of specific types. So for example, I'll just write it here. So we can say like list of employee, right? So previously it was not possible. So this is how we can so the list is implemented as a generic list, so we can use a specify the which type of the list it is. So this is the generic. So what is the advantage? Means the advantage is that we don't have to typecast, right? When we are iterating through the list, we had to typecast before, because we didn't know before, like Java 5, that which object we are getting, what type of object we are getting. But now after Java 5, because of generics, we already know that what that list contains, so we don't have to do any kind of typecasting. Then it is type set, means it is it is checked at compile time only, right? So if you have a list of employee, then it will automatically check when you are inserting any objects into that list, it must be of employee type. So that is also reduces bugs, right? Because the type safety is checked at the compile time itself. So that we should tell. So the other question is, what is the default load factor of hash map, right? Like hashing based collection like hash map and tree map. So what is the load factor? So load factor is a measure that decides when to increase the capacity of the map, right? So the initial capacity when we create a map, it is 16. So basically load factor is 0.75, means whenever the hash map is gets filled, 0.75 means 75%, which is like if we are considering 16 in the beginning, then 12 is the 0.75, right? So after that the hash map gets expanded, right? So that is what the load factor is. So we have to tell that it is 16 into 0.75, which is 12 in the beginning, right? That is the default capacity. Um then here I'm just going to tell you like what are the questions either I have seen in the past interviews, or the very common questions on the whiteboard interviews or online interviews, any kind of interviews. So we have to like we should be able to write actual Java code to do these things. So one question is removing duplicate from linked list. So you will be given a singly linked list, and the linked list might have duplicate elements. So you have to iterate through the linked list from head to tail, and you have to check, like you can use a set actually to you can store the scene elements into the set. So in case of duplicate, you have to remove those duplicates from the linked list, right? um, so that is one question. Then how to reverse a linked list, right? So that is another question it's asked. So if you are want to use the given methods from Java libraries, then you can just say collections dot reverse, and you can pass list here, and it will reverse the list actually. But they might ask you not to use the inbuilt method, right? Then in that case you might have to implement the Java code to actually reverse the linked list, right? So how we can do that is you start from head and you keep like a pre pointer and next pointer, and as you are traversing, always you will just take the next elements pointer, and you will connect it back to the previous element, right? So if you keep doing it from like from start to end, then you will get the reverse list basically, and at the end you will just update the head pointed to the last element, right? So that's how you can reverse the linked list using Java code. um, then how to sort list in Java, right? So collections dot sort method you can use to list like sort a list in Java. So also this code also sometimes come in the interviews. They ask you to write the code actually to they will give you a map, and they will ask you to write the code to iterate the map and read the key value pairs. So you should remember this thing actually, that like map has a entry set, and you can get the entry object of the key value, and then you should be able to you can use the get key and get value method from the entry object, right? Get key and get value to iterate through the map. So these are the some of the common questions. So mostly interviews does not finish without like all these like Java collections, Java.util package has all these classes, interfaces, implementations classes. So you can go through these details. I will also put this document into my GitHub repository, and I'll give you the link so you can later check it out. So if you like the interview questions and if you like the material I'm creating, please subscribe to the channel and click on the like button. Also click on the bell icon that you see, so whenever I create any new interview related material, you will automatically get notified. Thanks for watching the video.